Former NBA star Gilbert Arenas got into a controversy behind something he posted on Instagram a few days ago. Now, Gilbert Arenas was responding to an Instagram post, and we'll put it up on the screen. And the post, as you can see here, from a user called Pro Black Thought, it says, "You don't have to be mixed to be beautiful. Your African features are all you need for attractiveness. Never tell yourself to let anyone tell you that in order to be attractive, you must be," and then that was the end of that. Now, Gilbert Arenas shows up and says, "How black are we talking?" Not to be funny, can you name a beautiful black, I guess he meant woman, on the outside? Not brown skin, like Tyrese Black. Top 50 most beautiful women of all time. The darkest women they have is Keisha Knight Pullum, of course, a.k.a. Rudy, Gabrielle Union, Terrell Hicks, Serena Williams. Then he says, when you say African features, black, then you have number one, Lupita Nyong'o, and she's cute and the lights are off. Second is Ajuma Nasinyana. Sorry, but ew. So the beautiful black women you try to boost up is technically light skin or brown skin. And this is what this man posts. Now, this man is a dark skinned male. He has 4 children, 2 daughters that are dark skinned. Now, he has made an apology because one of his family members got on to him and saying that he messed up. He shouldn't have said that. His family member checked him. He was having a coon moment. Yes, he even said that he was cooning himself. It's not about him apologizing. He actually feels that way. And I have seen a lot of dark skinned males, my color and darker, have vitriol toward the women who are dark skinned and darker in our community. And I don't understand that. When you say a dark skinned woman is ugly or not attractive or only look good when the lights are on, well, isn't that the same thing about you? You the same color, you fool. So why do you think you're different? I don't get that. Some of y'all sit up here have made some of the most egregious videos about dark skinned sisters. And it's enough they got to deal with that mess from racists, but then you doing it, it hurts them a lot more when you do it versus a racist is doing that. You have daughters, Gilbert Arenas. If you say that about darker skinned women, and what about your daughters? Oh, your daughters are different. They're darker skinned. They're going to grow up to be women. And then their own father is sitting up there publicly putting down darker skinned women that your daughters are going to grow up to. Now, how would you feel, Gilbert Arenas, if you heard some man talking about your daughters? And that's how a lot of men are. You cool with talking about women until they get to your daughters. Then you want to fight. Then you want to say something. We in our community must stop the colorism, for one. 2, stop being so doggone disrespectful and putting so much stuff on social media. Can you keep that nasty attitude that you have toward the sisters to yourself? Why did you have to go public? You know, anybody that follows you, they're going to post your tweets, post your Instagram posts, Facebook, whatever you have. And I don't get you. I never understand guys like you. You sit up here and make the most egregious comments about darker skinned sisters. And yet you got children who's dark skinned. You know how life is. Life gonna come right back. Your daughters are gonna deal with some man. They're gonna feel just like you, and that's gonna hurt you to the core. Or when your daughters come up to you one day and say, "Dad, why these guys are saying this stuff about us and we darker skinned," even though you tried to go and get a woman who is biracial, because she's mixed with Hispanic and black, so she would basically be a black Hispanic. But you try to go get a lighter skinned woman, but your children still came out dark. What are you going to say, Gilbert Arenas, when your daughters come crying to you one day about some guy talking about their dark skin? And when people like you have led that kind of charge, you can't say nothing at that point. You can't. We in our community must have love for each other and love for ourselves. Because obviously you don't like yourself. If you don't like your darker skinned sister, if you feel they're only attractive when the lights are off, then you don't realize that you only attractive with the lights off too. That's how you feel about yourself. And there's something wrong with that when you look in the mirror and hate what you see. I know for all our lives in our community, we've been taught to hate ourselves, hate our features, hate everything. That's why when you have a knowledge of self, you can't hate yourself no more. And that man or woman in our community have that knowledge is the greatest person to be around. You don't hear them saying the crap that you're saying. It's the one thing, yes, you are doing some coon stuff, but you have a deep self-hate issue. And you internalize it because the system of this Caucasian supremacy taught you that everything is based on a color and your only value is a color. The man with no color told you that color is a problem. And yet you believe that. And that's a very, very sad way to live. It's sad that you putting this stuff in mass publication to hurt other people. It don't matter about you apologizing. The tweets are out there. The Instagram posts are out there. And if you feel this way, I don't think no woman should fool with you, period. It should have a camaraderie to just leave you alone to your own vices. Any melanated man that speak that way about darker skinned sisters or any group of sisters in our community, you should immediately stop supporting them. Don't watch anything they produce. Don't attend their games. Don't buy their jerseys or merchandise, or whatever they have. You have to also show them, sisters, to have some economic sanctions against those who do that, because it should be something that should get you wrote off for doing this crap. We got to have more unity in our community, and we got to start penalizing those in our community for doing and saying things like this, period. Now, he's not playing in the NBA anymore. He's retired or whatever. But the fact is, anything that he do, just don't support it from this day forward, no matter about his apology. But he'll get his at the end of the day when one of his children come up to him hurt because someone said the exact same words about them that he's talking about other darker skinned sisters within our community. Colorism hurts us in our community. Our darker skinned sisters go through a lot with that, from childhood all the way up to adulthood. And it's something that you guys need to stop with. We need to unify. We got too many problems. These people are against us, and colorism should be the last thing we're dealing with at this point in time. If you enjoyed the news and information on the platform, consider supporting us on Patreon, a minimum of $5 a month. The mainstream media wants to silence independent voices like ours, and we need your help to keep going. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Gilbert Arenas and his hatred of dark-skinned women. Share the video, like the commentary, and subscribe for more news stories.